Hello. All right. So, Mr. Dan, Mr. Tan, are you here?
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right. So we can start it.
The attendee all appeared already?
We have a yes.
Okay. If not, then we can wait for some more to come before we start all this thing.
No, we already have attendees here.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. So, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us at Apps in the Day webinar. My name is Edward Ziak, and I'm from the marketing, and I'm also the moderator for today's webinar. We appreciate that you find your time to watch this webinar. And before we start it, I would like to walk you through the agenda and logistic of this webinar. So the first thing first, before we start it, we would like you to put your name so we know how to address you and therefore improve our communication with you during the webinar. So as you can see on the right hand corner, you have a button called Ask a Question where you click on it and then you will put your name so we know who is asking us a question. Also, we want you to know that these questions are private and no any attendee will see your question or your name. Only the member of our support team will see your name or your question. The next thing is check-in. In the right section on the top, you can see the feature. Over there, you will find a link to the Microsoft form where you register your check-in. Please put your name and email address you have used to register for this event. And I will give you a few minutes to do that. And if you have any question or problem, please let me know and I will answer it or one of our team member. All right, I hope everybody's checking and that's all from the logistic of this event. All right, and for the agenda for today's webinar is first it's the introduction to the Power Apps, which will take around half an hour. That we look on key functionalities and working with set of data for around 1 hour. After that, we take a break for around 15 minutes, and then we move to working with formulas and common data services for like 1 hour to 1 hour 50 minutes. And after that, we do some demo and additional information. And then we move to Q&A and the next steps, how you can learn more about apps in the day for your organization. Our speakers for today's Customer Insights webinar are Mr. Dan, he's Agile Dynamic Solution Director and Agile Dynamic Solution Consulting Managing Director with 25 years of experience in ERP and CRM applications in Malaysia and Southeast Asia. And the second speaker is Mr. Teh. He is the technical manager working with Agile Dynamic Solution with over 12 years, where he provides a technical support to the clients, conduct Windows and SQL Server administration training for client, and help to successfully implement Dynamics 365 application. And after the webinar, We will send you the slides recording the free ebooks and link where you can request for personalized demo or more information from us. Also, the link to request for personalized demo or more information you can access right now. You can find it in the section featured on the top. So in case you cannot finish watching the webinar and you want to get more personalized approach from us, you can use this link to request more information or demo. And all right, so now I will pass it to Mr. Dan and Mr. Te. They will take over from now and show you more. So thank you so much.
Okay, let me load my session.
Please.
Edward, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Kesh Dan. In fact, you can address me as Dan. Okay, I'm actually doing a presentation for this Power App overview this morning. Before I pass it to our colleagues, Mr. Tay, for the more technical in-depth session. Okay, before we go to basically the overview, let me introduce a little bit about the company background. ADS stands for Agile Dynamic Solutions. We actually used to be a typical on-premises business solution provider. But for the past 5 years, due to Microsoft type intuitions, we basically transformed ourselves into a 100% full cloud service provider. We continue to believe that transformation to cloud delivers unprecedented value to both partner and customer like us, like you. With this digital transformation, we are able to expand the solution offering instead of just fundamentally the traditional ERP or CRM, which is now new term called customer engagement, but also some the additional component services from Azure, including typical document management, Office 365, business intelligence, IoT services, in that sense. So we actually have been in the market for almost 25 years. We have 5 offices in Malaysia and ASEAN. We have combined work for about 80 people altogether. We have about 300 implementation site experience. We also basically a HRDF training provider. HRDF stands for Human Resource Development Fund, meaning that if you want to go for certain trainings via this particular scheme, you can actually claim from HRDF in that manner. Okay, ADS basically is a global network of special partner. Basically, we provide one-stop shop solution for most of our customers. We help customers to do solution selections. We do planning and design for customer. We do customization and configuration. We do implementation and training. We do project management as well, ongoing support. So technically speaking, in terms of the solution that we're providing, we actually able to do end-to-end. In terms of the solution that we're offering, mainly fundamentally is from business application, ranging from customer service, sales, marketing, field services, project service automation, finance and operations, which now termed as finance and supply chain management, retails as well as talent now renamed call it as human resource management, and all we interact with all the components from Microsoft Office 365, and underlying fundamentally with the data that whereby you can either using Power App, Power BI, and Microsoft Flow, which is now written as Microsoft Automate, based on the Azure services. So today, main topic we're going to talk about is Power App portions and the interaction with some of the components that whereby most likely you will, being a customer, you'll be using in the future. For the past 20 over years, basically, we actually have a lot of customers. We have 300 implementers, as mentioned to all of you just now, ranging from manufacturing, distributions, government education, healthcare, banking and finance services, public sector, as well as technology. So we have a lot of customers at different type of experience into different type of application for the customer perspective. So Let me go into the today's presentation proper. A Power App basically is the solution that created Microsoft, having a mission that empower every developer to do more. So the target the audience is basically a citizen developer, IT developer, as well as basically the a professional developer. What's the difference between these few? Yeah, for citizen developer, normally we refer actually as the end customer. Basically, they were using a standard function from the Power App to do a low code, no code type of environment to solve their own problem. Like typically, maybe create a simple workflow. For example, whenever data was entered, was able to populate into Excel file in that manner. These are simple workflow that they can do by so-called citizen developers like end user in that manner. If you go one step higher, fundamentally there will be an IT professional, maybe the IT people that were in your organization. They can actually enable a high productivity app development, more so for or typically a departmental solution that whereby want to create, for example, updating certain information from one department to the other department. The IT professional within the organization can help to do that. That also basically able to implement a governance and type compliant type solution that whereby instead of you have to write your own security authentications yourself in that manner, you can using Power App to do so. If you are today a professional developer, typically that develop solution for customer for the mass market, right? Then you can actually have Power App to reduce your time to develop and deploy and deploys. The code you can actually using as complicated code as using C#, Visual Studio, or typically interact with all the web components that you have developed by yourself in the past. So this basically you can have a more advanced and more complex type of development life cycle in that manner. Okay, so if you talk Power App, you cannot not to mention about Power Platform. Fundamentally, if you're using the full solution altogether, it really enhance your offering to your internet customer or yourself, or even to the general customer that we're most likely you're targeting to. So the Power Platform fundamentally is a low-code platform that spans Office 365, Dynamics 365 if you are the customer of Dynamics 365, and Azure and standalone applications. The four components of Power Platform consist of Power BI, which is I think if you were using some Power Query, all this thing is part component of typically Power BI in Excel. Then of course is Power Application, Power App, and then the Power Automate. Power Automate basically is a workflow automations that whereby we're calling in the past they used to call Microsoft Flow, but Microsoft think that whereby the flow itself is a bit limited because the automate itself actually not just automate fundamentally the like a business workflow, but basically they automate between the application and application in that manner. The new added on in the library is typically a Power Virtual Agent. You can actually embed this virtual agent into your web services as part of the chatbot, predicting question and typically help to do customer service in that extent. Okay. It actually is a component by itself. You can actually make you all these components and work as a total solution to your customer. The underlying fundamentally is the common data services. Later I will go in depth about talking about these three components: common data services, data connector, and as well as AI builder. Okay, all these three components that whereby they're using over here, right? Fundamentally is actually using typically Azure services. Okay, Microsoft Azure have basically a lot of services, yeah, but fundamentally these are the few components that whereby is commonly used in terms of for the Power Platform. You have typical analytical services, API management, Azure function, AKS for containerization of your application solution, and you have Logic app, Cortana app, and bot services. Like bot services is used for Power Agent, like Logic app is used for Power Automate. And typically the underlying Office data services is actually using Graph, SQL, as well as data warehousing and Cosmos database for big data. You know, so it depends on what type of user you are in. If it's every developer is using low code or no code type situation, right, most likely you are using the app over here in that manner. But in the event that you need to extend your application to a more sophisticated, a more complex type of offering, then tendency is you can actually go deep down into the Azure services and make the offering. Despite some of them already built in a part of the total solution offered to your customer. Okay, so these are the things that whereby you can do. So in fact, what it really means that whereby the Power is not just limit a standalone application, you can actually using a more advanced programming tool to extend the offering by using Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code to do a development in that sense. Of course, fundamentally, it's actually reside on Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps basically used to be similar term is called Team Foundation, whereby you can do a check-in, check-out, do a testing, do a code's version control in that manner. So this is basically the whole Microsoft Power Platform per se. Okay. In the integrate the low code platform, fundamentally these three applications will work hand in hand. The Power App will actually act as basically drive the business processes as an app. Later we're going to explain about a little bit more in terms of Power App, what are the apps they are offering in that manner, and basically you can add as and basically you can actually use it for collect data, and then the data can be act on using for analysis purpose using Power BI. Then basically the Power Automate is actually automate the application that whereby they interact with any internal solution, maybe between Office 365 or with your Power App, or basically Office 365 with some other app, or basically even third-party app like maybe SAP, so-called Salesforce, CRM in that manner. So you can actually create the automatic response based on metric and also analyze the database and Power BI in that sense. So all these things is actually the data was all residing in CDX. Okay, so CDX is the fundamental core of the database collection information. Power App is actually a low-code approach to building app. The objective is to easily build app with full feature low-code, no-code type platform. There's a lot of templates available that you can use straight away. Some is actually free, some basically, if you want to be more in-depth, that whereby some business developer already did the development, you want to use it as a standard component, you can actually buy from the App Store. So you're actually able to connect to your existing data based on previous connectors. There's total about 275 type of connector with different types of services. Later we'll talk a little bit. If not otherwise, you can actually even create your own customer connector to connect a data source whereby it's not already in this 275 plus type of connectivity. And then this connectivity, this connector itself is keep on expanding over the period of time because there are more and more developers using that to connect the data to actually use it for other purposes in that manner. So all this data itself is stored in the common data services, which is the fundamentally conceive of this common data model that later we're going to talk about it. Of course, it's integrated Office, Azure, Dynamics 365, and Power BI. It can act as a component within the application itself. So it's actually strong enterprise governance and security fundamental because they're using Azure services. All those authentication, all those security control is being controlled based on the ISO compliant type of security environment. Being a developer, you can do a very professional development extendability to any other additional application that whereby you want to interact with. So it's basically there's no limit in terms of the usage of the application per se. Okay, so in terms of Power App itself, right? Actually, it can extend the 365 and Dynamics 365 as well, Office 365 and Dynamics 365 as well, as mentioned earlier. It also can actually extend to a legacy system. Some of the systems you may already created long time ago, but it really requires interfacing or interacting with the main application that you're developing, right? You can use Power App to even basically extend that functionality and pulling data from one end to the other end. Typically, I think you can pull some third-party application for warehouse management system using Power App to update your current ERP system that maybe you already have in that manner. Okay, so you can actually use it for develop departmental solution that will by maybe standalone for your department in that sense. Typically, like for example, if you under service department, you can use things the virtual agents, to deliver some of the so-called chatbot to your customers, interactions or customer engagement, so that you can do typically the analytical in your or your customer services, as well do upsell and cross-sell type of activity. Okay, of course, due to that, you can actually even build end-to-end solutions using Power App, in that manner. So like, for example, some of our customers basically using this app to do the like self-automation application in that manner. Okay, so it typically it really means that Power App enable digital software across the organization. It depends how you use it and where you use it in that manner. Okay, so Power App basically consists of three components. There's a Canvas app that whereby is mobile driven, so you can actually using some of the components that whereby already developed by Microsoft. You just use it like typically in terms of maybe GPS tracking locations, the QR code scanning functionality, some of the typically calculation of the order collections or expenses claim, leave approval in that manner. Yeah, so basically, you can using Canvas as a mobile app that whereby use it in your mobile phone, and it itself is cross platform. It is actually it reside in Android, can reside in typical iOS without any problem. The more complicated one, if you have basically in terms of more complicated logic that you want to build in terms of the solution, typically you can using the model driven app. And model driven fundamentally can be interact with this Canvas app. The Canvas can be a data collection model that collecting information and then putting it in the CDX and present into a model driven app. This can be used as a back office type of administration if you want it to be. If not, otherwise you can extend using Portal to actually retrieve the data as a front end interaction with your customer. So technically speaking, in terms of the Power itself, it consists of three components. Canvas app for mobile deployment, a modern web for basically a web browser and cross-platform type web browser environment, and your portal basically collecting data information that whereby you may be doing survey or typically do authentication or sharing some customer information for specific type of customer. Then you can using portal do to interaction, because they don't need to fully access the application itself, right? Because once you do that, the licensing control, there will be maybe some licensing concern that you need to address. So using the portal itself, in fact, as long as they are your end customer, fundamentally license is all free. So what the customer need to do is basically just to buy the portal or enable the people to access the portal without additional cost. And you just maintain the portal and sharing the data, sharing the information to your customer in a more discreet manner. Yeah. So this is one way to do that using the Power App. Okay, let's talk about slightly more in-depth information regarding the data, common data services. So common data services is actually out of the box, the data store for your app. Whatever data that you actually captures via your Canvas app or your modern-driven app itself, right? All the data will reside in this CDX. So because it's on the cloud, therefore they have advanced security and business logic. So basically, this Power App itself comes with the business logic or business flow creation. You can create your business processes that whereby within the application, and what the rule that you want to do it within the application itself. So it's all within the Power App application in that manner. This is talking about inside the app that whereby you want to create the business logic. Whereby if you want to extend your business logic out from the business app that you created, right, to integrate with other solution, you may be using Power Automate in that extent. So you can jump start with this common data model. Common data models is actually a model that whereby they synchronize with all the common data that whereby with the whole cloud services that whereby available in the market. So that whereby when you collect the data at the time, you collect in a common way so that your data can be so-called analyzed and actually presented in your Power App in that sense. So it's able to work with Dynamics 365, which typically the customer engagement and traditional ERP per se. Then Office 365 and Azure data set whereby you have available in Azure, because some customer may not using Microsoft 365, but basically they're using Azure services. So you can actually even extend your Power App into Azure data and argument it for basically to your liking. And it's actually also collecting the data from the industrial partners, so that whereby you may not using Office 365, but you can using Power BI to do analyticals and do the presentations for the dashboard in that extent. So you can extend your own need and integrate across your application and services. That's more key part of the Power App that whereby they're doing. In the sense that by end of the day, right, whenever you have any application that whereby require to interact with the party, traditionally you maybe engage the developer to write a so-called middleware to do a connection of data in that sense. So Power App is coming here to enable the end user, professional developers, or even IT professional to do the part by yourself instead of basically rely on third party in that manner. Okay, so the data integrity capability built with the common data services, you can using Excel Power Query. I would rather say they're using Excel Power Query type feature to pull data, to use by millions of users each month, and you can build in your feature like the CDX entity mapping to the UI UX that whereby you're having, and you can do a schedule refresh of data. Meaning that whereby later I think my colleague Tay will go in depth talking about that portions. So fundamentally, what you need to know is basically data common data services is actually pull data from a so-called recognized type of data set, so that whereby you can actually connect it to different type of services out there in the web and collect the information and become your own data in that manner. Okay. There's 300 plus transformation and cleansing and restricted data available. The model that whereby in this CDX service CDX. Okay, so there's growing set of connector and integrate your cloud and on-prem data source. So meaning that itself not just fundamentally able to collect data from the web, but it also able to integrate with your local on-prem data source. Because end of the day, typically you want to analyze your data source from different locations. Like for example, last Friday, we have a webinar on top of talking about the customer insight. Fundamentally, the data can be from very sort of data. You could be from your web portals, you can be from your local retail shop floor, you can be from your warehouse management, you can from your customer service, you can be from your loyalty management. In that sense, you can actually group these data all together to become a customer insight. So fundamentally, the connecting itself not just integrate with your cloud, but also on your on-prem data set that you can use. So if even your local data set need to interact with any solution available in the market, as long as data itself they allow you to do a mapping or using web services, or if so much better if they already have this data connected ready for Power App itself, right? Then you can interact the data without any problem. Okay, so common data services is actually implement a common data model that I mentioned. What is really a common data model? Common data model is an open source data model that provide a schematic consistent of data set. So meaning that the data set itself, once you put in a CDM itself, it's a compliant data set that people use most of the time. Typically, the example we normally use is like, for example, so-called maybe talking about Salesforce CRM data, SAP data, they all actually supporting common data model. So meaning that by the data itself, you can actually use it collectively using different application, and even Dynamics 365, Office 365 can use data collectively via the data model, the common data model that we're having. So the common data fundamentally is really a data model that we're collecting the data from different source or application and different type of data source that we will put into single data source that you can use it for integrate, or interoperate across multiple systems in that manner. So this type of data set, end of the day, can be reused into more industrial, specialized or vertical type of usage. For example, your education data set may have different type of models. Healthcare may have different type of models. Financial service has different type of models. Non-profit organization may have different type of model. In fact, to be frank to you, Microsoft already have all these so-called template ready. You can actually download and use it if you're being a Power App customer. Then you can actually using that fundamentally to start extending your code. Microsoft do not really encourage customer to actually modify their code, because if there any new enhanced services that the template already ready, right? If you so-called modify the code, then tendency this will be overwritten. So what Microsoft try to highlight to you is, if you want to using some industrial template they offer from Microsoft, then it's better that you actually extend the functionality instead of using the templates. If you want to find out more information about this, basically a template, you can go to app source, then you will be able to see that from there. Some actually is purely developed for Microsoft and sharing to the public to use. Okay. So just now we mentioned about the cloud and on-prem connectivity. As mentioned, basically the Power App actually already being connectivity to a 275 plus type of services, and it's still growing. All these things that you see from here is all the connectivity that you have. I'm not so sure whether what type of system you're using. Maybe you have some solution that require, then you can actually check on the Microsoft website whether that connector is ready or not. If connector is ready, then fundamentally you can use it straight away by using the Power App to do development and do it in that operate with other applications at the same time. So it's a seamless hybrid connectivity to open on-prem solution via on-prem data gateway. There's a data gateway that's available, whether it's standard or premium. In fact, more information later, I think they will highlight to you in that sense. And you can actually even if you typically the standard connectivity connector is not ready available, you can actually develop and register your connector as the building block for citizen developer if you want to, then you can actually create your own. Whether you want to share or not depends. You can actually become a solution really. You want to publish as an app soft and sell it in the general public is also okay. So it actually break down data silo by using a multiple data source in a single application. So technically speaking, in the past you may need to access a lot of data in a lot of means and way. Now you can using a Power App to basically do kind of job altogether. Okay. Look, there's another thing that we want to talk is the AI builder that whereby I think just now highlighted in the components, right? AI builder fundamentally is the low-code AI solution for Power Platform, leveraging on Power Microsoft AI, artificial intelligence. It actually bring your data from CDX preview connector and custom. It's actually using a lot of connector that available. Normally we talk about AI builder is that we're talking about typically imaging collection data in that sense. So what's used for basically the imaging collections and transform in the data format. Fundamentally, you can use it for typically recognize a certain product. Like for example, if someone using the app that will buy your retail app that you develop for your own end customer, right? If you go to shop floor, you just basically using the app to actually point to the product itself. You will be able to find out the product price, the description detail, or something like that if it's not present in typically your in the product label itself. Typically I think people check price, sometimes the price label itself is not there. You can actually using that to check price in that manner. Also you can using AI builder to do a fault detection type application, like for example, if in the shop floor certain product is running short, you want to actually create alert and updating the replenishment team to replenish the stock to the shop floor itself, right? In the past, I think you physically need to be there to see it. So you'll be using a cameras, build AI, so-called AI builder to point to that basically a gondola shop floor in that manner. Then basically you'll be able to detect that if certain shelf is empty with certain someone product, then you can do a so-called proactive type replenishment instead of reactive type for replenishment like used to be. Yeah, so this is basically some of the use case for AI builders. In fact, Microsoft using AI builder to do typically a scan business card to CRM. It become one of the solution that whereby is already available. Meaning that whereby you also can do a similar thing that whereby create an app that using AI builder and become a standard application that whereby you offer in the app store. So what Microsoft does for the scan card functionality is actually they scan the business card, and immediately we can create a contact in the system, in the customer engagement database. And also the other way that they do is typically, I think it's now a term called RPA, robotics processing automation, that whereby a lot of people is try to go into that business, because traditionally in the past you're using a lot of resource or hour to key in a lot of so-called standard form data like PO, receiving type of DO information, that kind of stuff. If you're using typically the Microsoft RPA, you can actually capture this standard form into a readable data format, and then become a data that within your business application could be your ERP or CRM in that manner. So it cuts short the data error, and basically you actually pass all this to a machine to handle instead of you using human to do it the job. Because once you actually able to recognize the form structure of the PO or invoices itself, right? System will be transformed into a data source and put it into a respective ERP or customer engagement application per se, in that manner. So basically that will be really helping you to actually automate your processes. I think Industrial 4.0 or digital transformation, that's all about talking about how to interact with physical and actually crowd services in that manner. So you can even use it for the predictions in Power BI. Utilize typically a certain model, certain forecast model that whereby working together with Power BI to create even more predictive type information. Of course, end of the day, you can still using a very professional development extension to actually extend your AI builder in that sense. Okay. So the other part that we mentioned just now fundamentally is the website and the portal that whereby from the Power App portal. Power App portal basically is an add-on that whereby you can purchase if you want to have a so-called multi-language responsive web to engage your internal and external customer. Some basically use it for B2B, some use it for B2C. Just be aware that if for B2B itself, right, fundamentally there will be some licensing concern. But if for B2C, is actually free to the customer that will log in that manner. Okay, so you can using anonymous access, or you can interact with your commercial and enterprise login like your Microsoft account, linking Azure and B2C, the kind of standard services that you have. Okay, and it really using what you see is what you get designed to create a web contents. So you can emulate into the portal into the mobile devices, typically maybe survey or fundamentally like tablets, and also you can actually put it as a true browse web version and available in your desktop in that manner. Okay, of course there are some you still can using a very complicated development tool like what I mentioned just now, using Visual Studio Code to create the complexity of the requirement that you like. But as far as Dynamics 365 concerned, right, the data template is already available. So meaning, like for example, if you're using the customer service app, if a customer want to do interaction, in the past they send you an email, then you have to promote the email into a case management in that manner. But under using Dynamics 365, you can actually have a portal to interface with them, so that whereby they can submit their case via the portal instead of you keep rekeying in. Most likely, maybe you misunderstood their content or something like that. And at the same time, fundamentally itself, you also actually able to do self-service to the customer, that they can look at their case progress, what is the stage they're in right now, that kind of stuff. So this basically is a standard out of box for Dynamics 365, yeah, already. So typically the standard already having direct integration with event management in marketing app for Microsoft. So as I mentioned, you can do a community self-service in that manner. In fact, you can use it even for the portal for forums interaction, create a forums for your end customer to actually later you can use it for collecting your data, the so-called the social sentiment for your product in that sense in the forum in that manner. Okay, so this basically is a responsive web with a portal that I highlight here, and then you can using the component typically for the mobile application that I mentioned. This is used via basically the Canvas app. The Canvas function fundamentally is more graphical and more basically a data collection driven type applications. Of course, you can share the data with them, but fundamentally, this is very useful for you to typically, like for example, create custom mobile app to do a warehouse good receiving, do a warehouse transfer function, or typically using it for order collection purposes, or maybe check product information using a mobile app instead of you have to bring your own catalogs in the past whereby manually you have to fill in the form for the sales order in that sense. So all this can be transformed into a mobile application, and because it's actually the destination is going to the CDX, so the data will be considered across the front end and back end application in that manner. Okay, so once the component you develop already, you can keep reusing it, so that is the beauty of using so-called Power App components for the mobile app in that sense. Okay. Yeah, it's fully integrated with Office 365. You can actually publish the Power App into a SharePoint web part whereby you can actually using it as a web services in your SharePoint. Also, you can actually build a Power App into Excel. Okay. Oh no, you can use a build a Power App from an Excel worksheet and put it in OneDrive. So that whereby people is using Excel to operate a fundamental backend, there's a lot of data collection, information, and updating into CDX and put it in the OneDrive in that sense. And also you can using Power App to actually customize a Microsoft Team. I'm not so sure whether you're using Microsoft Team, but today everyone is using Microsoft Team to access this webinar, right? So you can actually using it to do data sharing, interaction with your own data set, or maybe do typically a data collection via your Microsoft team in that manner. Okay. Then also you can actually use 365 to collect data, and you can put a solution even in 365 if you want to, and then you can bring data from CDS and Power Apps to Outlook. Okay, that means the application will reside in your Outlook, and also you can actually add a people card into a Power App and actually show it in your Outlook or your Office environment, Office 365 environment, or even your customer engagement environment. That way. Okay. Power App provide a tool to customize Dynamics 365 for customer engagement. Power App actually is a development tool. Technically speaking, they can be described as a standalone application. Also, is development tool for customer Dynamics 365 for customer engagement. All the components that will buy, if you have a Dynamics 365 already in place, you can using Power App to access all the data entity, all the business flow, all the data structure, all the web component within the Dynamics 365. So technically speaking, it also can be described as one of the development SDK. In the past, we call SDK for your Dynamics 365. Okay. You also can actually become the Canvas SDK can be embedded in part of the customer engagement also. So meaning that by it become an extension. Like I mentioned, a lot of time Microsoft does not really encourage you to actually change their code. So you can actually embed some application into a customer engagement application. So that whereby you become an extension, but it's really interact within the customer engagement interface itself. So the user may not know that this is using a Power App, but your data source can be different in that sense if you want to. Then basically Dynamics 365 also run on more important thing is Dynamics 365 for customer engagement is running common data services as well. So whatever app you develop and you immediately already able to interact with Dynamics 365 data set in that sense. So common data set also enable dual write integration for Dynamics 365, meaning that you can using Power App to write customer engagement and customer and maybe Microsoft Dynamics 365 for finance, or supply chain management at the same time. You used to be a different silo most of the time. When you do data integration itself, you have to write your own custom connectivity, what type of field mapping that you have for one application to the other applications. But using common data services, you can actually do write. That's when you write to two data sources at the same time. Yeah. So you also can embed the typically the application like in customer engagement and put it in the ERP application. So meaning that the Power itself was residing in the Dynamic 365 finance, supply chain management, and then it's become an extension to the application itself. Yeah. So if your code is not that complicated, it's just using. You want to provide more information to user for more simple data collection purposes, right? That will be the easier way out for you to do that kind of achievement without a very complicated development cycle for typically using native app in the Dynamics 365 for finance and supply chain management. Okay. Then of course you can extend the Dynamics 365 with a mobile app. You can actually create a mobile app. Like for example, we have two mobile app solutions that will interact with Dynamics 365 for our finance and operation. We have self-automation application that do order collections, do pre-sale and then sale type of application. And also we have warehouse management system that will providing some third-party application for some customers that will may or may not use Dynamics 365 ERP at the background. So they were using Power App to collecting the data. Unlike in the past, whereby you maybe need to spend about few 100,000 type of implementation, you can actually achieve it with a lesser cost by using Power App in the subscription manner. Okay, so on top of basically develop the app itself, I think the other important thing is you want to ensure basically the app you deliver is of quality and with no error. So you can actually using the standard tool that whereby available in Power App itself to resolve some of your programmatic error. So that whereby you can actually resolve a problem issue faster, and you can actually providing in fact when you do basically a Power App, some application is actually guided experience, so that whereby they have this guide path to guide you how to do development, and you also can actually check regarding the accessibility issue or recommended what are inline application that you need to use, and at the same time you can even test out your performance and stability. And then of course end of the day, right, if you want to explore the risk that that maybe happens, I think is best, but best way is actually follow the recommendation from Microsoft under the Microsoft.com website. This documentation is basically revised almost every day. There's a new, if anything is added on, fundamentally they will be actually putting over here for sharing to the general public, customer like you in that sense. Okay, so the other part is actually including governance and tooling for administrator. End of the day, fundamentally, this Power itself is utilizing Azure services. So they had this admin center to rule them all in terms of security, user access, what type of data prevention policy, even you can check your capacity, whether your data space that you're having is run low already or not in that manner. So you can actually check from there, and even you can using Power Automate to create alert if there is running low a certain percentage, alert you or something like that. Of course, our box is basically already there, but just that if you want to create a more proactive type of governance itself, right, you can actually do it by your own. And there's connector for already for Microsoft Power App, so meaning that if the standard app information is not good enough for you, you want to extend that, you can do that. So Power Platform Center or excellent tool is used collecting all this data that over here. I think most at least they will be highlighting this part as well. Okay, so in summary, Power App itself is able to extend your Office 365 and Dynamics 365. So if you today is already an Office 365 or Dynamics 365 user, in fact, to be frank to you, you already have the license for Power App. Okay, it's built-in app itself within the Office 365 and Dynamics 365. Of course, Office 365, if you under the E1 version and all those maybe a home version, you may not have Power App inbuilt, but generally, if you are business premium above, most likely your Power App already is part of your solution in your application, but the Power App only able to operate within the Office or Dynamics 365 application. If you have both sides have Office 365 and Dynamics 365, then basically these two apps can be there without any additional licensing cost. Okay, so itself that you can use it for extend your legacy applications, do the integration or interoperate from each other, and you also can actually build a departmental solution, a standalone solution that will be within your department. Also, you can build end-to-end a business critical solution, as we mentioned earlier just now. So basically, a Power App is utilization is over here, and be it you are application developer, designer, form designer, web designer, whatsoever, you can actually using this interface and using Power Automate workflow to enhance your business logic, to make the common data services all more enriched in that sense. So needless to say that by just how we keep mentioning, basically there's got 275 connectors available in the market. This is just a sample logo that you can see. All these data connector that once is ready, right, you can actually call their database as long as basically you have reciprocal type of understanding with each other, then the data set can be transact and transfer from one to the other. So actually making your data is slightly more complete in that sense. So that's about all. So I just want to reiterate the Power App mission. The Power App mission is actually try to enable every developer, be it you are typical seasoned developer like end user, IT developer like your department IT, or a professional developer like app application per se. Yeah, so that is the objective of Power App. I hope I can give you more information. I mean, I provide some insightful information, at least for you to kickstart about Power App solution. I think later my colleague will actually show you typically in terms of how to create a site low code type environment, so that you can kickstart the appreciation of the Power App from now on. Okay, so now I reserve some time for question and answer. Anyone have any question want to ask me or the team right now? You don't ask it over here. You can actually um, post it in your question and answer session. Anyone? Okay, if no question, I suppose you can actually drop it down later, sending email to Edward or my team. Then basically we can take it from there. Maybe we can engage you personally in terms of your more query. So that's about all for my presentation today. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Sate, can you please take over?
morning, everyone. Okay, my name is YA. You can address me as Tay. Okay, today what I'm going to present you is Power Apps, and then Power Automate and some functionality in the CDS. Okay, we may not be able to go into the rest of the Power BI or the Power Visual Agent due to time constraint, but I will try to show if possible there's available timing. Okay. Okay, so today we are going to the key functionality and working with the set of data and how we can use a formula in the Power Apps. Okay, and then what is the total about the CDS. Okay, and then I'll show you some quick demo on the Power App, Power Automate. Okay, if possible, I'll show you how we can actually extract the data. Okay, from the Power Apps, from the CDS into the Power BI, you can actually using it to do some presentation in terms of your dashboard. Okay. Okay, I think just now Mr. was actually talking about Power Platform. So I think Power Platform actually consists of 4 components. Okay, Power BI, Power App, Power Automate, and Power Visual Agent. So today we are more focused on Power App and Power Apps and Power Automate. Okay. So basically, all these Power Platform actually will be sit on top the CDS. Okay, of course with the data connector and AI builder. Okay, so just how Mr. was explained to you what is Power App. So I will briefly just to tell you that it's basically a low code application that actually can use to develop your own enterprise solution. Okay. Okay, so okay, so basically Power App, how Power BI enable low code development is actually consist of 3 components. Okay. So this is the CDS and the data part whereby you actually using the CDS to actually talk with the others application. So underlaying the CDS, there will be a data connector that actually connecting to different data source. Okay, such as your on-prem SQL server. Okay, the Dynamics 365 ERP solution, the Office 365 and others connectors. Okay, like SharePoint, Salesforce, and Twitter. Okay. Then on top of these services and the data, okay, you have the UI and also the business logic, okay, on top of these services and the data. So this UI actually consists of a few type of interface, like what Mr. mentioned, the Canvas app and the model-driven and also the portal. Okay, and then all the app actually able to run across the board for different browser and different platforms such as iOS and also Android. Okay, and of course your desktop browser as well. Okay. Okay, so with all those components that actually allow you to do the digital transformation with across your organization. Okay. So in within Power Apps, there's a few components that actually allow you to actually develop your own solution. One is actually App Designer, Form Designer, View Designer, Dashboard Designer, and Canvas Studio. Okay, so this is more for UI development. Okay, then underneath it you have the Power Automate, which actually mainly used for automation and also business process. You actually can develop your own business process, okay, by using the Power Automate to govern the user how to actually complete their daily tasks. Okay. Of course, on top of the underneath Power Automate, of course, is the CDS. Okay. And then you have, as Mr. mentioned, well, there was currently there's about 270 plus of connectors available for you to use. Okay. So this is some of the sample of the connectors that you can actually connect to Excel, your OneDrive, SharePoint, Google Drive, okay, Salesforce, Twitter. Okay, And then Power App actually support cloud and on-prem. Okay. If you plan to use connecting to your local data source, okay, you have to actually install an on-prem data gateway. This is the only engine that can talk to your on-prem data source with the cloud under the Azure services. Okay. And then if let's say standard connector is not there for you, you can actually using the Visual Studio to develop your own custom connector and add into the Power App in order to connect to your data source. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 major components. There's a Canvas app, model-driven app, portals, and common data services. Okay. So what is a Canvas app? So Canvas basically is actually you can use to develop your mobile devices to run on a mobile phone or tablet. Okay. So you can customize the app to based on your specific task and role. Okay, and then you can actually within the Canvas app you can add in the camera control, the barcode scanning that you actually can scan the barcode label or the QR code. Okay. Example, like some of the Canvas that you can actually think of is actually like expense reporting. Like for example, when a salesman go out to do the sale, they actually can do the scanning and submit their expenses on daily basis. Or if let's say any site inspection, you can actually develop a Canvas app to do the check-in, check-out kind of information to capture their GPS. Okay, and then you can even build in the AI builder into the Canvas app. Okay. Okay, modern-driven app is more to use on the desktop browser. Okay, and then within this modern-driven app, you can actually create your own business process. Okay, to govern the user how to complete their daily operations. Okay. And is the designer you actually mostly use the drag and drop kind of strategy to actually come out the user interface. Okay, and then it can be used across the devices in different browser. Okay, so on the CDS itself, you actually can write your own business logic by using the Visual Studio. Okay, and then you can have you can configure the security, okay, and also the built-in integration with the system. Okay, and then you can also embed the AI through the connective services powered by the Azure Builder and Azure services. Okay. Okay, so basically on the AI Builder itself, there's actually few components that actually the binary classification, form processing, which is the RPA that Mr. just now mentioned, and then object detection. You can actually use the AI to actually do object recognition, and then text classification more like the capturing the text from the picture and then convert into the text and update into the system. Okay, and then this is more the portal. Okay, so within the CDS itself, CDS basically is to provide a platform for you to interact with the other application or with the CDM, which we call it as a common data model. Okay, so the data model actually consists of the core entity, okay, and also some additional business entity that generated by the system if you have the Dynamics 365 solution, okay, such as the customer engagement, okay, the ERP, okay, and then underneath the CDM, the common data model, you can actually connecting to different data source. Okay, like the Excel, like like we mentioned about 275 of connector that actually can connect to this CDM, and then you can develop your applications. Okay, to connect to the CDM. Okay. Okay, so there's a data integration component in the CDS itself. Okay. So this is actually controlled through the admin center. Okay, so the reusable components. Okay, you can actually create the reusable component and reuse across the app that you develop. Okay, in the Power Apps. Okay. Okay, so to ensure your Power App itself is actually compliant to some of the best practice recommendation from Microsoft, there's a solution checkers that you can use to actually check whether any problem with the formula or any UI compliant is not really having some problem that will be causing some responsiveness in the system. Okay. Okay, so the total integrated local platform across these, okay, will be everything under the CDS. Okay. So this is to actually integrate with Dynamics 365. You actually can publish Power App in one of your SharePoint web part, okay, and generating some create a custom SharePoint list, okay, to the end user. Okay, then you can build a Power App from an Excel worksheet on OneDrive. Okay, integrate with Team. Okay. And then you can also bring the data into your CDS, okay, and also the Power App interface into the Outlook itself, okay, the Outlook Online, okay, and or you can also build embed the Office 365 people card into the Power App, okay, including some linking information if you have any, if you want to connect to the LinkedIn. Okay, so another one is actually the integration to the, you can actually customize the, if you're using Dynamics 365, you can actually using Power App to customize the applications. Okay, and then you can embed the Power App into the Dynamics 365 for the customer engagement. Okay. Okay, so of course, Power App is actually compliant to use with the Azure DevOps, which is Team Foundation. Okay, so you can actually writing some advanced business logic by using the Visual Studio, and then to connect to the Power App, so that your your advanced business logic will be used in the Power interface. Okay, across the Canvas app and as well as the model-driven app. Okay, so this is the example that using the the Visual Studio to actually creating a plugin. Okay, and then doing some advanced business logic into the system. Okay. The platform itself actually support the web API, so there is some web API actually available for you to use from the system. Okay, so you have the server extension. Okay, you can client extension. You actually can use the application also for the model driven. You can actually write your own JavaScript. Okay, the client side scripting. Okay, to interact with the user and do some business logic as well. Okay. Okay, so the overall CDS extensibility, okay, including that you can integrate with applications, okay, through the API services or from the client component, okay, from the web, the Outlook, the mobile, you can using the API services as well. Okay, of course, those presentation layers, such as reporting like the dashboard, the chart, Excel, SRS. You're also using the API services to connect to the CDS to actually retrieve the data into the user interface. Okay. So the pre-event plugin and post-event plugin required to use the Visual Studio. This is the advanced business logic that I was mentioned just now. That you can actually use Visual Studio to develop the advanced business logic by using the plugin. Okay, so you can do some pre-event checking and post-event checking. For example, if let's say when the user create an account, you can build create a customer. You can build your duplication rule in the system by using the pre-event plugin, so the system can check that whether you have any potential duplicate record in the system or not. Okay. Then you can also build the synchronized and asynchronous business logic. Okay. So you have data access component, data access platform, and then of course the security actually is configured within the Power App itself. Okay. And then you can have the Power Automate process here or the workflow built into the system. Okay. And then the system actually will store the data into different type of storage in the Azure services, such as your relational data, your metadata, your log, your file. Okay. Like for example, the image. If you want to store the image, the system will actually store it in the different silo of the data storage. Okay. Okay, so on client-side extensibility, you will have the customization and the custom business app. Okay, then you can actually build the business rule by using drag and drop. Right, for example, you want to set that let's say you can actually using Power Automate to create a approval process, and then once the system, once the manager approves the record, you can actually automatically update the date, something like that, by using the business rule. Okay, of course, like I mentioned, you can actually using HTML source, the JavaScript, or the client API to interact with the CDS data. Okay, and then you can also customize using Visual Studio to customize your own custom component and then use in the client user interface. Okay. Okay, so you can build the custom component with Power App component framework. Okay, so developer can build compiling visual component for Power App. Okay, custom components are responsive, reusable, and support multi form factors. Okay, you can reuse your current IP, your skills framework based on standard web technology, the TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5 coding. Okay, React and Fabric support available in preview. Okay, so this is a sample of the how we actually showing some dashboard or the custom component into the model-driven app. Okay. Okay, like I mentioned just now, if let's say the standard 270 connectors does not contain any connector related to the data source that you need to connect, you can actually create your own custom connector. But of course, your custom connector have to be compliant with the authentication mechanism in the Azure services. Okay. Okay, you can either use connection ID. Okay. Then you have to generate a token to store in your connector. Okay, and then to talk with the Power App and also your custom web API, okay, RESTful API and Azure functions. All right. Okay, server-side extensively for data, for common data services. Okay, So this is the plugin that I was mentioned just now. Okay, the pre-operation event, the platform operation, post-operation. Okay, all this you can add in your own business logic within here. Okay, so you can use plugin to add in the custom code before and after platform operations. Okay, and then you can integrate data with the Azure service bus. Okay. Okay, so you can using the plugin execution also to one or more Azure solution in the cloud. Okay, integrate data with webhooks. Okay. Okay, so you integrate and build custom app on common data service. Okay, the standard data operation, transaction, and bulk operation. You work with the metadata, integration API call. You can do automate deployments also. Custom, you can actually create your own custom message. Okay, so in Power App 1, you develop the app or do any changes and you publish to everyone. Then when the user use on the mobile device, everything, it will actually take immediate update. Okay, to the user. User just need to refresh the application and then they will get the latest updated application. Okay, world-class application lifecycle management. Okay, this is actually more on integration with the Azure DevOps. Okay, then you can actually create your own. You can actually create your solution, and then link with your Azure DevOps. Okay, to do the check-in, to do the testing and issue tracking. Okay, so you can create your own solution from here. Okay, then you can deploy as a managed solution. What I mean managed solution here is actually if you develop your own IP, okay, you can actually upload into app source. Okay, so when the end customer, okay, when they buy from when they use your application, they can't modify your solution from the system itself. So that is called a managed solution. Okay. Okay, so it is actually the LM powered by the Azure DevOps that you initiate. Okay, so you create your repository, you export as unmanaged, unpack the solution, check in the source. Okay, deploy dependency. Okay, pack the code from report and import the managed solution. So you build, actually you run the unit test, run the solution checking, export solution. Okay, unpack back your repository, and then you are releasing the solution, okay, into the app source. Okay. Okay, so in the system, there's a solution checker that you can actually check your total solution, whether is there any issue that actually causing the performance and stability risk in the system. Okay, app checker is actually to check your application, okay, but not the overall solution. It just check a specific app in the system to find out for you to resolve your error such as formula mistake or a performance issue on the UI itself. Okay. Okay. Is there any question at this point? Okay, if no question, then okay, then I will proceed to next one. Edward?
Yes.
Should we have the break first? Then continue later.
Yes, let's take a break, little short break, so and then
Maybe
we can move forward.
Yeah. So what time we should come back again?
Around in 50 minutes, maybe 11:10, something like that.
Okay, Ken.
All right. Okay. So let me just put my presentation.
So you will share your slide, right?
Yes. So all right. So we are halfway through the webinar, and I hope you are enjoying it and find it valuable. Please do not forget to ask us any question. If you have, just put your name so we know who and how to address you. Also, do not forget to fill out the check-in form just for us to see who attend, and later on we can help you more with more personalized demo. You can find it in the future on the top section. Also, if you are interested in the more personalized demo, you can fill out a different form where you can request more information. You can request more demo from us as well. All right. So thank you for watching, and our speakers will be back around 15 minutes, but I'm still here with our support team. So if you have any questions, just ask me or ask our support team and we will respond. And also for those who just came, your question and name are not visible to other attendees, and they are absolutely private. Only a member of our team can see your question and your name. So we can make sure we keep your privacy. All right. Thank you. All right, so the break nearly finished. And as we said, we are almost halfway through the webinar and we hope you are enjoying it. Please, like we said, you can put your question during the webinar as well. We have a team behind who can always answer the question for you. And otherwise, we can send you the email if it's going to be more complicated. So please do not forget to always ask a question whenever you have during the webinar or also now if you have. Also, don't forget to use the check-in form so we know who attended and also we can help you later on. And if you are also interested, we are providing the LinkedIn Microsoft form where you can fill up your information and you can get more personalized demo or more information based on your needs, based on your organization. So once again, thank you so much for watching this webinar, and I will pass it to our speaker, Mr. Dare, and he can carry on his session. So thank you so much, and please ask us any question whenever you have.
Okay, let me share my slide again. Okay, so we'll go to second part of the webinar. Okay, so we'll more talk about the how to use the formula in the Canvas app and also the component on the CDS. Okay. Okay, so the formula in the Canvas is more similar like the Excel functions. Okay, there's you call the function, put in the parameter. Okay, so the function actually type parameter, perform an operation, return value. Okay, for example, you put a square root 25, return 5. Okay, the function are modeled after the Excel function. Okay, some function having the side effects such as submit form, okay, which are appropriate only in behavior formula such as button dot on select. So later we will show you in the, we will demo you in the Canvas app how's the function is being working inside there. Okay, so signals, okay, return information about the environment. That you can actually use Power App to return the location of the device, okay, of their GPS coordinates. Okay, so there's no, basically for signal, there's no taking any parameters or having the side effect. Okay, it just capture the GPS signal from the device itself. Okay, enumeration, return a predefined constant value. Okay, example, color is an enumeration that has predefined value for color dot red dot blue, okay, and so forth. Okay, common enumeration are included here. Function specific enumeration are described within the function. Okay, name operators such as this item and self provide access to information from within a container. So later we will show you a quick one how this item and self is using. Okay, so actually within the system, there's quite a lot of function that we actually can use for the Power App. You can actually refer to the Microsoft Doc if you want to know more information regarding the formula. Okay, so you can see all the function provided by the system, like the month, the date time function, everything inside there. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is one of the example that how we use a function here. So basically navigate is a function provided by the system. Okay, and then this is actually to tell system that, hey, which screen you want to navigate to. Okay, so if you look at this this one, let's navigate to okay, navigate. Okay, so this is a navigate function. So there's a parameter that how you want it to be transition from. Okay. So this is the detail, the step by step how you're going to use in the system. Okay. All right. Okay. So next we will go to the Power App landing page. Okay. So this is the Power App landing page. Okay. If you're interested, you may actually register the Power App for 30 days trial version. Okay, so you can actually play around with the system. Okay, it's a full function. Okay, so if you're interested after the trial environment, you actually can convert it to the production. Okay, within the 30 days expired date lah. Okay, so this is the home page that you can actually start connecting to the data by connecting to SharePoint, Excel, SQL Server, or CDS. Okay, then you can actually create a Canvas app, model-driven app, portal from blank. Okay. Okay, so this is where we actually developing the app. So as you can see here, you can see different type of the application. Okay, it's either is Canvas or model-driven app. Okay, so when you create from here. This is the app. Okay, so let's say you actually having different environment of the Power App. You actually can export the Canvas app and then import into another environment. All right. Okay, so within the Power App, so this is the place where actually we create the common data model. Okay, so this is actually where we the standard. When you provision the Power App itself, there will be a core entity will be created by the system already. Okay, by the Power App engine itself. Okay, so all this you see is a standard one is actually the type standard, meaning it's more like a standard core record. Okay, so custom is more referred to those custom entity that you create by yourself. Okay, so here this is where when you create a new entity and then you can get the data source. Let's say you want to connect the data source like on-prem one, you actually can use the get data. Then you can also export the data from the each entity. Okay, if let's say you have subscribed to your Azure Data Lake, okay, you can also export the CDA data from here into your Azure Data Lake. Okay, you can also analyze your entity in the Power BI. Okay, and this is where the AI Builder related. Okay, then go into the entity itself. This is where you create the fields or the column within the entity. Okay, so this is the entity name. Okay, this is the column, the column or the field name of each field in the system. Okay, and then there's okay, and then this is the data type. So in the system, this is the data type that available you can use in the system. That you can have a text area. Okay, email type. You can have a field type for URL, ticker symbol, font, auto numbering. Okay. You can actually also create an auto numbering field for system to generate the auto numbering for your entity, for your custom entity. Okay, then whole number, duration, time zone, language. Okay, then the date time, date only, currency, customer. Okay, so this is where you're putting your the field that will display in the form. Okay, and then this is your underlying data field. Okay, then the type, well, whether this particular field is required, okay, optional, or business recommended. Okay, business recommended means that it's recommend the user to key, but it's not compulsory. Okay, required is actually compulsory. Okay, whether it's searchable or not. Okay, and then there's other like decimal place, file, floating point, image. Okay, lookup field. Okay, lookup field is actually referring to master data. Like for example, in the system, the account is actually the standard entity that created by the Power App. So you can actually create your custom entity and look up the account value in from the account entity. Okay, and then you can have a multi-select option set. Okay, it means that it's actually a multi drop-down value. Okay, you can actually use a checkbox to select multiple value. Okay, then you have multi-line text. Okay, option set, and then two options. Okay, option set is actually a drop-down list. Two options is actually either is allowed, not allowed, yes, no. Okay, kind of value. Okay, then okay, calculator raw. Later we'll talk about what is calculator and raw. Okay, so this is the part that the calculator and raw field. Okay, so if you create a numbering field such as whole number or date time, okay, or floating point, you can actually create a calculated field. So what I mean calculated field, it means that you can actually okay, this is the raw field. So raw field, you actually can tell system that to sum out the record, okay, from the detail entity, okay, into the summary entity. For example, we talk about, let's say, ordering system. normally you will have the order header on the order line. Okay, so the total amount of the order should be summed up from the order line. So you can actually create a rollout field that actually sum out your order amount from the sales order from the order line itself. Okay, and then display into the system. Okay, and then this is calculator field. Calculator field means that you can actually set certain criteria. You can actually set a formula such as that expire date. Okay, can be actually based on today's date plus 14 days plus 15 days. Okay, there's a standard function provided to you in the Power App already. Okay, so you can use the function inside there. Okay, for example, let's say you can actually do a calculator field, like for example, your total price in the sales order line. Okay, in the order line is actually equivalent to the quantity multiplied by the unit price. Okay. Okay, and then you can do the counting also. Okay, so there's some aggregate function here. You can add the condition. Okay.
According to Wikipedia, also holding ag is a listed distribution.
All right. Okay, so this is how you create a calculator and a raw field. Okay, then relationship. Okay, this is where you actually trying to create a relationship between different entity. Okay, some of the relationship will be automatic created by system when you create the entity or related entity to another main entity. Okay, you can also create your custom relationship as well from the interface here. Okay, then here you can actually create some business rule. This business rule is similar to the calculator field just now. Just that we can base on certain criteria. For example, like approved date. Okay, content data. Then you can set another field like estimated ship date to approved date plus 14 days. Okay, so you can have the condition here, and then you can have some action here. Other than the setting the field, you can also change the field to required or not required. You can show error message. Okay, you can also unlock the field. Okay, based on certain criteria. Okay, you can set the field value. You can set default value, set business required, and you can hide or display the field. Okay, so this is example, like if let's say this approved date content data. Okay, then my estimated ship date will be a formula that based on the approved date plus 14 days. Okay. Okay, then you can also create a view, create a form. Okay, a dashboard chart. Okay, and then you can view the data. Okay, later we will deep dive. We'll show you that the view how it looks like. Okay, view actually used more in the model-driven app. Okay, form is actually for model-driven app as well. Okay, dashboard chart also used in the model-driven app. Okay. Okay, and then actually you can also edit the entity data by using the Excel worksheet as well from the Power App application itself. Okay. Okay, so from Power App here, you can actually create different connections. Okay, to different connector in the system. Okay. So you can connect to approval record, you can connect to CDS, okay, different CDS environment also can. Okay, then you can connect Office 365 Outlook, okay, the Office 365. Okay. Okay, and then you can have the custom gateway, okay, the custom connector, and then your gateway. This gateway actually refer to the on-prem data gateway that you actually can connect to the local your on-prem SQL server. Okay, your on local data source. Okay, then you can also actually create the flow. Actually, it's called Power Automate. That here you actually can create your own Power Automate process. For example, like you can create one called new device approval request. That once the record created in the entity in the in the CDS in the CDM, okay, you can start an approval process. Then you can based on the condition, okay, to submit the you can actually update the different data lah, okay. Then you can have Power BI, the AI builder. Okay, so this is where you can actually build the AI engine, okay, for the form processing, object detection, prediction, okay. Then also in the Power App, you can also create your business process flow. Okay, so this is one of the sample on the business process flow. We call it as the device procurement process. So from here, you can have a different branching. Okay, you can put in what is the stage. Okay, you can put the condition, the checking condition. Okay, what will happen if let's say approve, not approve. Okay, then you can actually trigger the workflow or some action step, or actually you can actually call another Power Automate flow. Okay, so in each stage, you can actually bring some data step, okay, for user to actually view or update from the business process itself. Okay, so so next we will talk about the Canvas Studio layout. Okay, this is actually the Canvas Studio where you actually develop a Canvas app. Okay. Okay, so here is the left on the left hand navigation. This is where you actually accessing the we show all the screen, the data source as the control within the application itself. Okay. Okay, then the middle one is actually the interface where you placing all those object or the control into the system. Okay, such as the image, the gallery, okay, the text label, all those things. Okay. Okay, so this is the place where you actually configure the properties of the object. Example like the size, the font itself. Okay. Then here is where you're putting all those formula, okay, they will be used on the different object, okay, like for example, navigate, all those things. Okay, so this is the properties, okay, or you can actually control from here also can. Okay, so here on this bar, you actually those we call it as a ribbon, where you're actually doing the common action such as actually insert an object. Okay, change the font color, okay, and then align the text. Okay, you can group the text together. Okay, then this is the additional component that you actually can run the app checking there to check the app whether there's some issue on the formula. Okay, you can undo and redo. Okay, once you develop this one, you can actually run a preview or play the app to see whether your the app actually work as what you wanted. Okay. Okay, so you from here you can actually insert a new screen. So there's different type of screen. Okay, you can have a blank one, and then you can actually add in by yourself a scrollable screen, a list, okay, a success message, a meeting, calendar, and etc. Okay, then you can actually put in the label. So this label can be a text input, HTML tag, rich text, okay, or pen input. Okay, and then under input type of the object, you have a button, okay, text input, drop down, combo box, tab pickle, list box, checkbox, okay, radio button toggle. Okay, then the form, actually there's two types. One is edit, one is display. The difference is one is actually for you to edit the data on the form. The other one is display, purely just for you to display the information. You can't edit anything on the display form. Okay. Then you can adding media. Okay, the media including you can actually put in an image object. Okay, you can put in a camera object. Okay, a barcode scanner. This barcode scanner actually allow you to actually scan a barcode, label, or QR code. Okay, then you can put in the video object. Okay, you can connect to Microsoft Stream to pair any video in the stream. Okay, any audio, or you can access the microphone, add picture. Okay, you can do import, export. Okay, then you can also include a chart, the pie chart based on the CDS data or the CDM data. Okay, you can also link the Power BI tile. Okay, meaning that you can actually link to your Power BI dashboard. Okay, from your Power App itself and display in your model-driven app or actually the Canvas app lah. Okay, this is more for Canvas app. Okay, then you can have a different icon like add, cancel, edit, check, search, all those things. Okay, of course you have to, after putting this object, you have to put in your own formula. Okay, then the custom component, like I mentioned just now, you can actually create your own custom component if you want to. So this is where you're actually adding a new component or import a custom component. Okay, then on AI Builder, you can actually add in these 4 components, like the business card scanner, or business card reader, the form processor, which is just now Mr. will mention the robotic, the RPA. Okay, the robotic processing automation, the object detector, the text recognizer. Okay, then lastly, you have the gallery. So this gallery you can actually put in as a vertical, horizontal, okay, a blank one. Okay, so that is all about the Canvas App Studio. Okay, then the other is actually model-driven app designer. Okay, so this is the designer form. So here you have the fields. Okay, and then you can actually create a field from here on the spot. Okay, then you can drag and drop the field into the form. Okay, and then this is, okay, so this is the field property that you actually configure, whether you want to hide the label, set this field as a read only. Okay, and then you can lock this field, hide on font. Okay, you can do some formatting as well. Okay, then you can actually add component. Add component actually including you can add the tab itself. Okay, the tab you want to be 1 column tab, 2 column tab. Okay, so you can also put in the section. Section actually refer to this part. Okay, this is one section. This is another section. Okay, so you can have one column section, meaning that you only display the single column. Okay, then you have 2 columns, that meaning that one section will display 2 columns. Okay, then you can have some input like some linear gauge or linear slider. Okay, number input. Okay, so this is actually the model-driven app interface. Okay. Okay, so this is just now the Power Automate. Okay, so this is actually the flow, like for example when the record created. Okay, so here you can actually check that which environment, then what is the entity name, whether this flow will actually trigger for the whole organization or for specific user. Okay, so once, if let's say the record is created, okay, then you can actually trigger an approval process. Okay, so this is the content of the approval that you need to configure. Okay, the type itself. Okay, the title, what is the title of this approval? Then you assign to who is the approver. Okay, then the detail, what is the content of the approval? But this will actually trigger an email to the approver. Okay, then the approver can just click approve or reject. Okay, and then you can actually incorporate a link, okay, into the email that's sending to the approver, so that the approver does not require to actually look high and low for the record. Okay, look high down, up and down to find the record. Okay, so the link will actually appear in the email that actually he just need to click a link immediately. The system will bring the record to the approver. Okay. Okay, then you can actually capture the outcome. Okay, let's say if it is required to approve. If yes, then what you're going to do. If no, what you're going to do. Okay, you can update the record. Okay, like for example, you can update whether the status is reject or approve. Okay, then you can trigger a email to the requester. Okay, or CC someone also can. All right. Okay. So far, is there any questions? Okay. If no question, then I will show you the actual demo. Okay, let me show you the landing page. Okay. Okay, so this is the landing page, okay, of the Power App. Okay, so this is where our app related. Those who start the app, you will click the drop down here. So from here you can select that whether you are developing the Canvas app or model driven app or portal. Okay. For now we'll focus on the Canvas app. So later if at time we may go a little bit into the model driven app. Okay. So let's start with the the Canvas app. Okay. So what we can do is we can actually start from here also can. So here we can actually click Canvas app from blank. Okay, so here there's two formats for you to select, whether it's a tablet or it's a form type. Okay, so let's we try to create a tablet one. Okay. Okay, maybe I just put ordering app. Okay. So once you click OK, then he will actually bring you to the Canvas App Studio. Okay. So this is the default. There will be actually create a screen here. Okay. So let's rename this one to main screen. Okay. So then we can actually add a control. So here this is the control that we can actually select. Okay, or if not, you actually can select from here also can. Okay, so let's drag. So you just need to drag and drop the control. Okay, into the form here. Okay. So we can change the value. Okay. So before we change the value, we go back to this tree view. Let's rename this one to header label. Okay. Okay, then we just name it as okay, or you can change here. Okay, or you can just directly update from here also can. Okay. Okay, so let me adjust the layout. Okay. Okay, so I can also change the property here. Okay. Right. Okay, so I can set this one position 00. Okay, I can reduce the height. Okay. Then I can actually adjust the alignment of the text. Okay, whether it's center, right align, or okay, or justified. So let's change it to center align. Okay. Then we can also change the font type and also the color. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually in here the home. Okay, let's change the field to blue. Okay, then I will change the font color to white. Okay. All right, then let's increase the size. So we can change the size here or change from here also can. Okay, so let's change 24. Okay. Okay, then let's insert another label. Okay, we can actually insert the text label here. Okay, so we will actually show the username, okay, in this text box. Okay, so here we have to use the formula. Okay, how we use the formula is we can just change the value here. Okay, we just type hello. Okay, so we can use this user function. Using the user function, okay, so when you type the formula, you actually will come out the information here. So we can call the full name. Okay, so now it changed to display the information already. So let me adjust the layout a little bit. Okay, so let me change the alignment to right. Okay, then I will change the color to white color of the font to white color. Okay, then let me change the pattern to 20. Okay, right. Okay, so now we can actually try to check our app, okay, by using the app checker. Okay, so if let's say there's any issue on here on your app, then here will actually display to tell you what will happen in the formula if there's any issue, runtime issue, or your rule having problem, performance, accessibility. Okay, so let's save our first app here. Okay. Okay, so in the setting here, you actually can change the icon. Okay, the background color. Okay. It can be, this is how you will appear in the Power Apps in the mobile devices. Okay, then here you can change the screen size, whether it's landscape portrait, or you can change the size, whether it's 16:9, okay, 3:2, okay, 16:10, okay, 4:3, and the custom, okay. So now my one default is actually 1366 by 768 because it follow my laptop's resolution. Okay, then here you can actually set some setting like whether you want to scale to fit, okay, whether yes, no, log aspect ratio, yes, no, okay, log orientation, okay, whether you can change to portrait to landscape or not if let's say there's a changes in the rotation of the device. Okay, then also there's some advanced setting. Okay, then how many rows you can retrieve from the server. Okay, and then you can also whether to include some preview features. Okay, so on and off, Microsoft will actually updating the Power App with some preview features that you actually can enable whether you want to enable it in your Power Apps. Okay. Then there are some experimental features also. You can set whether you want to enable it or not. Okay, and then also there's some deprecated features that actually by default Microsoft will off it. So if you want to use it, you may actually turn it on. But bear in mind that this, if you enable this one, it could be actually in, let's say Microsoft totally remove these features. Okay, in future you may need to modify your app again to remove the feature and replace with another features. Okay, take note on this. Okay, so now we can save. So we come to the save here. Okay, so you can actually save the app into your local computer or actually save into the cloud within the Power App in your ID. Okay, so I will just save the one in here. So you just click save. Okay, so I'm saving to my cloud. Okay, so you can actually also share the app to your colleagues. Okay, so that actually you can someone also can share. Okay, if you want to. Okay, then you can actually view the any older the version of the file. Okay, there will be a version tracking here lah. Okay. Okay, let's move back to the app. Okay, so now let's adding additional some other control. Then we can connect to the data source. Okay, so the data source I'm connecting will be using the Excel file. Okay, so let's try to add the device gallery. Okay, so how we adding the gallery? You come to the insert, or actually you can pick from here. Okay, we don't have that. Let's do it from here. Okay, so I gallery. So I will adding the horizontal gallery first. Okay, so then here you can choose that whether you are connecting to the entity. Okay, which entity you want to connect. Okay, for this example, I'm using the connector to connect to the Excel file. Okay, I can import from Excel, or you can actually search the data source if you want to. Okay. All right, so let's choose import from Excel. Okay, so I'll select the device order data. Okay, so from my Excel file, because my Excel file having two different worksheets with different different data, so I will include both into my object. Okay, click connect. Okay, so you can see that you immediately fetch out the data here. Okay, so let's rename this control to device gallery. Okay, so this device gallery you can actually select the whole object, or can select the template. We call it as a template cells. So from here you have the three type of value. Because I have the different column here, so system actually automatic put in the column for me. Okay. So let's try to arrange the device gallery object or the control. Okay, then let me resize the whole control here. So let me put it down. Okay. So let's adjust using this one. So my position is 380. Okay, then size is 1066. Okay. So now after we adjust the object, okay, we will adding the template cell. So this one, once you edit the first cell, okay, then the rest will actually follow accordingly. So let's click this one. Okay, so first we adjust the length of this one. Okay, so as you can see, when you move the object, actually it will follow the rest of the cell will actually follow. Okay. Then when you see the whole object, right, you can see at the bottom there's a scroll bar. Okay. Okay, so let's also add in another gallery control to display the manufacturer. So now we're using, just now we're using horizontal. Now we were adding the vertical. Okay, so just now we're using the debug for this one. So now we actually use connecting the data source to manufacturers. Okay, so let me choose the manufacturers. Okay, so we automatically pick up the data from the Excel file. So let me rename my object here. We call it as a manufacturer gallery. Okay. So let's move, adjust the control. Okay. A little bit. Okay. Okay, so we can change the layout of the vertical gallery just now. Let's change to a 2 columns. So the layout here, you actually can change it. Okay, let's change to the gallery called 2 columns. Okay. Then we can actually change the wrap count. Okay, from 2 now it's actually showing 2 images in the column. So let's change it to 1. Okay, so you actually change accordingly. Okay. Then we can also, same thing to the horizontal gallery, we can also adjust the cell itself within the vertical gallery. So by clicking the edit button here, so you can actually adjust the height of the image in the vertical. Okay. Okay, so we can click the image, so you can adjust the height of the image. Okay. So we can also adjust this one. Right. Okay, so now go back to here. Let me save my save my efforts. Okay, so here you can actually see a different version when I save again or publish. Let me see. Yeah, so whenever you save, there will be a version creator. So you actually, let's say you have any mistake, you want to reverse back to a previous version, you can actually restore it back. But bear in mind that it can actually restore for those actually created in the last 6 months. Okay. Right. So let's go back again. Okay. So let's connect this data to the table. So what you do is actually let's select the whole control here. Okay. Okay, so now this one is actually connecting to manufacturer's item. So now we want to change the image control, that how you can actually retrieve the data from. Okay, so we click the image control here. So as you can see that this particular control was mentioned that image actually taking from the HQ field in the data source. So now we change this one to actually taking from the logo. Okay, so you can see under this particular manufacturer table, I actually have 3 fields, that HQ, logo, and store. So now we're changing to logo. Okay, so immediately you will change to the logo icon. Okay. Right, so maybe let me further adjust it a bit bigger. Okay, so just now we change this one to logo. Okay, so now everything changed to the logo already. Okay, so what we need to do is actually we change this image control. Okay, let's change the control type. Okay, so the image position now is actually field. We can actually change the position by using fit also. Okay, so the image will become a smaller. Okay, so let's try to further reduce. Here I can display okay, so I can display all the manufacturer in my control. Okay. Okay, so now we do some now currently when I select this record, you won't be able to see the which one you selected. So what you're going to do is we were adding some formula into the template field properties. Okay, so we can type in the formula here. Okay. Okay, so you can select this one. Then we can set the color. Okay. All right, press enter. Okay, so as you can see, when I select this icon, it will actually showing me. Okay. Okay, so if you want to test out the result, so what I can do is we just play the app. Okay, so as I click, it will actually follow the selected value and highlight which one has been selected. Okay, so let me exit the preview mode. Okay, so I'm coming back to the studio. Okay, so now we want to link this one to the horizontal gallery. So when I click this vertical gallery, so he will actually filter my record inside here. Okay, how we do it? Okay, so we have to change the formula inside here. Okay, we are using a function called filter. Okay, so what you need to do is currently is showing the device. Okay, so without filtering, so now we're adding the filtering here. Okay. Okay, the devices is the data source in the object itself or the control. Okay. So we're using manufacturer ID. Okay. So we want to link to the manufacturing ID inside here. So we actually reference back to this vertical gallery. So just now my vertical gallery object is called manufacturer gallery. Okay. Oh, typo, sorry. Okay, I put the wrong name. Manufacturer. Okay. Okay, so now as you can see, okay, so everything link up. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually change the okay, so now we can try to test out the gallery. So when I click, ASUS. Now you actually display the manufacturer related to ASUS only. Okay. Okay, so now we can actually change we can add in additional label into this device gallery so that you can display more information here. Okay, so let's change this one. Okay, now it's actually showing the device type. Okay, so we can actually change this one. Instead of showing the device type, we can actually display the price. Okay. Okay, so immediately it's changing the price. Okay. Then we can also change the title here. Okay, we can change some formula here. Okay, let's change the font type. Okay. So we can change this one instead of device name, I can change it to enter. Okay. Alright, so I can also change this one to okay. So now we want to format this pricing. Okay. So what we can do is we can add in a formula. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, okay, you actually format the value by using the commas, the comma and also the currency. Where this is actually follow your the regional setting. Okay. Okay, so we can change this one to the same format as well. Okay. Okay, so we can also actually add in some conditional formula. Okay, let's say for example, we can actually change the color of this pricing when it's above 1,000. Okay, so how we're going to do that is let's click on here. Okay, we click on this control. Okay, so we change the property to go to the color because we want to change the color. So we click the property on the color. Okay, so we remove this one. We can put the formula here. Okay. Right. Okay, they show you the formula. There's something wrong with the formula. So let me change this one. I have to put this item. Okay. Okay, so as you can see now, those above 1,001 is already changed the color. The rest will be actually below 1,000 will be the gray color. Okay. Okay, so let's save the changes. Okay. Okay, so let me play with my app again to make sure that it's actually consistent. Okay. Okay, so now we try to add the comparison control into each object here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we come into we highlight on the click the device gallery, then we click this edit. Okay, then we can actually insert the input here. Okay, by selecting the checkbox. Okay, so let's move to downstairs here. Okay, then we can change the text. Okay. Okay. So what we can do now is, since we need to compare multiple items, so we actually need to create the so-called compare collections in the system. Okay, basically the collection is like a listing of the selected item. So what we're going to do is, in this compare object, we will go into the on select properties. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we will actually using the collect functions, okay, to create a compare list. Okay, right. Okay, so what if, let's say, we uncheck, so we can also using a similar formula. Okay, if unchecked, we will actually remove the compare list. Okay, from the item we will remove from the compare list. Okay. Okay, let's also set the default. Okay. Okay. So we will create. Okay, so now we can do a testing on the object itself. So when I click compare, okay, so when I click compare, system will actually automatically add these three items into the compare list. So how we build the compare list in the test, that you can actually come into the view here under collections. So there will be a compare list collection that generated. Okay, so all these columns will be actually selected by the system when you tick the selected. Okay. So now let's remove it. Okay, so when we uncheck this one, just now we had a formula to uncheck it. Okay. Okay, let me save the changes. Okay. Okay, maybe I should put in the. Okay, so once I remove, okay, okay, So the correction should be removed from here when you uncheck this one. Okay, so now we set this control to have the default selection of the first item. Okay, so let's you always select the first record in the manufacturer's data. Okay, let's save again. Okay, so now we can actually add in one more. When we add the compare, we will actually create another screen that's showing the information, okay, on this different product. Okay, let's insert a blank one. Okay, we call it as a compare screen. Okay, so we also add in a button. Okay, back into this main screen. Okay, let's move at the bottom here. Okay, so we can name this text. Okay, let's change the text for this button. Okay. Okay, then we can actually resize the button. Okay. Okay, then we can set the display mode of this button based on the criteria. Okay. So edit, because it will disable. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's duplicate this one. Okay, you can actually copy the control and then duplicate it again. So we call this one as to uncheck all the selections. Okay. Okay, so on select, okay, we can compare Okay. Okay, so we can actually add the action options in here. Okay, action here. Then there's navigate. Okay, so we can actually call out the compare screen. Okay, so we set the screen transition to none. Okay. Okay, so let's try to preview the result. Okay, let me clear this one. Okay, so I'll add into this. So I'll click compare two items. So it will bring me to the compare screen. Because just a compare screen, I haven't added any object, so you'll display the blank one. So now let's move to the compare screen. So we actually can duplicate the screen from here, and then we can put inside here. So what you're going to do is let's combine this one. So I can select both by clicking the shift key and then click on the icon. Then I can actually group them together. Okay, so this is a grouping. Okay, so we can name it as a header. Okay, so now we can duplicate this one, copy, and then we can paste into here. Okay, see the two objects actually will be pasted over to this new screen. Okay, then we can okay, so we align to the top. So now we copy the device gallery. Okay, and paste into here. Okay, so let's move this control. Okay, then let me resize this. Okay, so let me rename this one to compare list gallery. Okay, so now here we have to display the compare item. So we have to change this item from filter to tag from the compare list. Okay. Okay, so let's remove this object. Okay. So we try to add a few more control text label into here. Okay. So what we do is we will insert the text label here. Okay, so let's change this one. Instead of device name, we change it to manufacturer. Okay, let's display manufacturer name. Okay, then we can change it, we can format it to using semi-bold. Okay, then we can change the size of this to 14. Okay, then let's duplicate this one. Okay, we can also copy this object, then paste this again here. Okay, so we can change this one. Let's display the memory. Let me insert object again. Change this one to okay. Okay, so now what we can do is we can actually adding the template field when we selected the item. This time we're using a different formula. Okay, so we can add in the control on the control into here so that we can navigate back to the previous screen. So let's add in the left control icon. Okay, there's a left icon. Okay, let me change the color to white. Okay, then let me resize it a little bit. Okay, so let's add a formula into on select. So when I select this icon, it will actually move back to the previous screen. Okay. Okay, so let's test out the app. Okay. So go back my previous screen. So let me try to. Okay. Right. Okay. So we can also try to select different manufacturer. Okay. Okay, well, let me check there's something wrong on the formula. Okay, let me save the changes. Okay, so let me try again, create a selection. Okay, 3 item. Okay. Okay, so once you've done everything with the app, right, you have to publish this app so that it will take effect. When you save the app without doing publishing, right, you won't be able to get the latest update on your app itself. Okay, so this is how you actually develop the app. So I cannot show you a full one. So this is how we actually develop the app for Canvas app. Okay. All right. So next, let me show you on the model-driven app. Okay. So the model-driven will be something like this. Okay. So this is my model-driven app. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is the model-driven app interface. Okay, so how we edit the form. Okay, in here is we have to go back because this particular is actually linked to the device order and the device procurement, I think. Give me a second. Linked to device order entity. Okay. So here you can create a different form. Okay, you can have main form, quick view form, card form. Okay, so the one that just now on this one is actually under the main form. Okay, so what we can do is go to the main form here. Okay, so this is a business process that I mentioned just now. Okay, so later I will show you a quick one. So here, this is where we actually putting the control of the object. Okay, so we can put in more information here. Let's say you can put in device configure. Okay, this file delivered. Okay, just drag and drop. Okay, then you can also put in the price. Okay. So requested. Okay, requested by who? Okay, then you can change the property here, and you also can change a few label. Okay. Okay, then you can either lock the field. Let's say this is actually automatic update by system. I will not allow the user to modify. Okay. Then requested by also, I don't want user to modify, so I will lock the field. Okay. So let me save. Same thing in the model-driven app. You have to save your changes and publish. Then only it will take effect. Without publish, when you refresh this one, you won't be able to see the new changes of the form. Okay, so I have to go back to here to publish. Okay, once the publish done, what we can do is just refresh the browser. Sorry. Let me try again. Let me go back to here. Okay, so the changes, everything will be updated inside here. Okay. So the business process you actually can change from here. Okay. Okay, I have a business process flow here. Let's say we talk about the define procurement process. Okay, so this is the data step that you can enter in. So when you have the business process here, okay, when you click here, right? Okay, then to fill in the information, you can set whether certain field they must fill in here into the business process, so that they must complete this particular field, then only they can proceed to next stage. Okay. Okay. Then you can actually move back to the previous stage as well. All right. So this is the business process. Okay. Okay, then we have the, okay, so in the device order just now, the list of this record, okay, actually is based on, you see the view here, okay, it actually customized from here, okay, so you can actually modify the view, okay, by adding the column here. So let me put in one more approval record here. Okay, so that I know who is approver. So same thing, you have to save and publish, then only you will take effect. Okay. Right, so just add in approval here. Okay. Okay, then apply for the view, other view as well. So okay, so this is the business rule. Okay, so when you open up the business rule, so here you can check the condition. Okay, if approved that is content data, then the estimated ship date will be approved. Will be approved date plus 14 days. Okay. Then this is the dashboard lah. So you actually can create multiple chart. Okay. Okay, you can create a different chart. Okay, the column type, bar type, area, line. Okay. Then you can actually create a dashboard by adding all those chart into it. Okay, so here you can actually add in the chart. Okay. Okay, because currently I don't have any chart. So if you have a chart, then you can actually add it in into the dashboard. Okay. So then here, this is where you actually view the data set lah. Okay, so you can actually edit this data set from the Excel as well. Okay, so the app designer here actually allow you to add in the dashboard. Okay, if you have any. Okay. All right, then next is the flow. Okay, so we have one example, the flow here. Okay, so let's edit the flow. Okay, So this flow basically will be triggered when there's a record created in the device order. Okay, then he will actually create a approval record. Okay, and let's say approve and update, what you will do. Okay, so let's say if the record is approved, then he will actually update the information here. Okay, update the status to approve. Okay, then he will send email to the requester. Okay, then if let's say reject, okay, if the status is not approved, okay, then he will actually update the status to reject. Okay, then send an email to the person. All right. Okay, so this is how you can actually integrate the flow into the Power App. Okay, so this one actually run automatically. So you actually can create different flow. Okay, either from the template, automated, instant, okay, schedule. Okay, you can actually automated means that you actually trigger based on certain events, such as when the record is created, updated, or deleted. Okay, instant is actually more for user manual to trigger. Okay, so schedule that you can actually schedule that this flow by when it's run, whether on daily or every 1 hourly. Okay, so let me show you the full. Okay, so just how the app I'm doing, actually there's a complete app here. So what happened is when I submit the request from this app, okay, he will actually create a record in the procurement process, and then you can actually approve it. Okay, so let's say I will select multiple item, compare 3. Okay, so I will actually submit a request for this one. Okay. All right, so I can submit a device request. Okay, so it will prompt me a form that's showing that I submitted successfully. What is the item? Okay, comment and requested. Okay, so when I come into my device order into here, when I refresh the record, okay, as you can see, there will be a record actually created. Okay, this is the latest record. So at the same time, the flow actually will be triggered. Okay, we can view the history here, the run history. Okay, so you can see it's run 32 seconds before. Okay, you can see the result. Okay, so he said when the record is created, so this is the output. Okay, then once item and etc. information here, you can view from the flow itself. Okay, then at the same time you're waiting approval. Okay, so there will be an approval record appear in the flow, and also there will be an email as well. So this will be the email that's sending from the flow to the approval. So it will be a pending approval. Okay, so if you have an item link, then it will appear at the bottom here. Okay, then you can actually approve, reject directly through the email without opening the record if you want to. Okay. All right. So okay, so let me try to approve the record, see what will happen. Okay, so when I click approve, okay, I can put in my comments. Okay, then submit. Okay, so you're putting a comment here, so its status will reflect to approve. Okay, so here when you refresh this one, when you look at the history, it should show me the complete. It's actually still running. Yeah, it actually show you successfully. So all green color means that everything is good. Okay, so you can see the result from here. What is the response? All those things. Okay. Then here we're actually showing you with the flow actually going through which way. Okay, so he's supposed to actually update the status into approve. Okay, and then send an email to requester. Okay, that the order has been approved. Okay, so when we come back to the where's my okay, so we should see this record will actually updated to approve status when we refresh the data. Okay, see, so the status will actually updated back to here, showing me the approve. Okay, then at the same time there will be one email that okay, sending back to the requester, which is me lah. Okay. All right. So this is how we actually can use the Power App and also the Power Automate, okay, to do some automation process. Okay. Okay, since we still have 5 minutes time, maybe I can show you a quick one how you can actually pull the data, okay, from the CDS, okay, into the Power BI. Okay, the Power BI, you can actually download the Power BI desktop from the Microsoft website. Okay, then you can actually using the get data. So same thing under the get data, there is quite a lot of resource, the connector that you actually can use. Okay, so so this is all the data source you actually can connect to. Okay, so under Power Platform, you can actually search that I'm connecting to common data services. Oops. Okay, so we have Power Platform, they under the common data service. So when you click connect, okay, you will asking you to put a URL. So basically the URL is actually this URL. Okay. So we can connect to it. Okay, this is optional setting you can omit for time being. So let's click OK. So Brian, he actually supposed to ask you that what is your login ID, password on the environment. So once you connected, this it will actually list down all the entities, okay, from the CDS. Okay, so as you can see the CDS here, actually the default actually showing the some of the entities. So when you click all, you will actually seeing more entity. Okay, so some of them actually is related to the Power, the AI Builder, also all those things are okay. So let's say just now I have a device order. So what I can do, yeah, let me search my device order. Yeah, so okay, so I have a device order. Okay, so I have the record here. So you can actually transform the data if you want to. Okay. Okay, so here you can actually format the columns. Okay, you can change you can add in additional column if you want to. Okay, then after you do the transformation of the data, you can just close and apply. Okay, then the data set will be passed back to the Power BI. Okay, then you actually can start creating your visualization, your table. Okay. Okay, so you can actually you can actually select the record. Okay, so you can select the column, put the visualize everything into your Power BI. Okay, then after you've done your Power BI, you can publish back to powerbi.com if you want to. Okay. Okay, so you can actually add in the Power BI report back to the mobile-driven app or actually the Canvas app. Okay. So far, is there any questions? Okay, if no question, I think that's all for my section. Edward, pass back to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dan, for showing the demonstration. I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna put my slide. So right, so that is all from us. We thank you once again for watching this webinar, and we hope that you have found this valuable, you have learned something new, and we look forward to see you at our another webinars which will be coming soon. Soon we will have also a Microsoft webinar where we also invite you as well. Also, do not forget to request for a personal demo based on your needs or more information, or call back from us, Agile Dynamic Solution, so we can discuss a bit more in depth based on your needs and based what you actually require. And apologies. And also, we'll send you our feedback form where you can share your thoughts, you can share your opinions about our webinar, what you think could be improved, what you like, dislike. So we would appreciate if you find the time and just a few minutes a questionnaire. So once again, thank you so much for watching Absent Day webinar, and we look forward to meeting you. Thank you very much and goodbye.